Reminiscence of a Stock Operator, first published in 1923 and still highly recommended by so many people. So that just tells you how great of a book this really is. Now, it was written by Edwin Lefebvre, who was a journalist, and so it is written really well. The story is quite enjoyable. Yes, it's Old English from 100 years ago, but it's not so archaic you can't understand. I still enjoyed it, and if there's terms or just descriptions that you don't understand, you can always look them up. I personally understood everything in context. I don't think I had to look up anything, so I don't think it's difficult and quite enjoyable. So first of all, that alone, I think you should read it. It's just such an interesting insight to that time period and so enjoyable to read. That alone is a great reason to buy it, or probably read it for free, because I doubt it's under copyright, and I'm sure you can get a free copy if you'd like. Now, that being said, it is about someone named Livingston, which seems to be understood as a pseudonym, and it seems to be a biography of someone named Jesse Livermore. And I don't know if it's an exact biography. I wouldn't be surprised if things were stretched to make the story more enjoyable. But, you know, they do sometimes say truth is stranger than fiction, so maybe everything really is true in here. Nevertheless, it follows his story, a very, very famous and successful technical trader. And so, yes, even if you're not a technical trader, I still think the book is useful. And the book is useful for so many reasons, because he's not giving you the technical know-how of how to, you know, follow an indicator to make money. No, he's giving you psychological information about people who do technical trading, when it's good and when it's bad, when they're, you know, doing the wrong thing. So yes, obviously, if you're a technical trader, it's quite obvious you want to follow so many of the pieces of advice that are in here. But if you're an investor, you have to understand sometimes how a major part of the stock market operates. So for example, people manipulating the stock market, he talks about that. People giving tips to manipulate. You know, so many little pieces of advice like that are so useful. Or, for example, he mentions this idea that people who are professionals, who are paid to invest in the stock market or trade in the stock market, you know, they feel like they're making money to trade, and so they will buy and sell even if there's no good reason. You know, so you sometimes really have to understand what's going on in the stock market, and you can't understand unless you understand the other side as well. That's my personal opinion anyway. And so there are just so many pieces of tidbits. I don't want to really ruin anything in the book. And there's just so many sayings in Wall Street that seem to come from either Jesse Livermore himself or from this book. And there's just so many gold nuggets. Now, sadly, they're not highlighted. They're not in chapters. They're in the story. And so you have to be somewhat paying attention. I personally gained quite a bit. Yes, I look at technicals, but even if I was only looking at investing, I think I would gain quite a bit. And so if you're an investor, or especially if you're a technical trader, I would highly recommend this book just for the two reasons mentioned. One, it is a really enjoyable read. And two, I think the psychological components that he mentions are just so useful. So please like, comment, tell me, did you buy the book? Did you read the book? What did you gain from it? Let other people know. Maybe there's a specific example that you want to share with us. That would be really useful. And let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching.